I'm with the DJI Osmo Action 5 Pro, the video mode, and my settings. And it's a low light shot because it's nighttime, dawn. We're on 4K, 16:9, 60 frames per second. We are EV on a negative 0.3 and the shutter speed 1/200th over 8,000. We have the ISO minimum and maximum 100 through 25,000. Texture -2, video noise reduction -1. We have auto white balance, and we have the last one is the 10-bit color. The last thing I did not tell you was the stabilization scene is on sport for the first one, but the second, third, and always now is on daily. And what is stabilization scene? I got no idea. Is it in the manual? Does it tell you what it does? It's probably just an additional oomph to the camera when setting up. It adjusts the shutter somewhat and takes care of things. And can it be adjusted out of Pro? The answer to that question, Fish, is yes. And we are out of Pro, the Gold Pro. So now you get an idea what the camera could do at default. So what is the camera set up when it's on this particular mode without using Pro? The shot before was all default. Now this is auto, and the two things you're allowed to do is change your texture, video noise, and that is on -2, and the video noise -1. And the stabilization daily is on daily. It gives you an idea now if you don't want to use the camera like is. If you want to use it on Pro in advanced settings, then you could adjust your colors, you could adjust your shutter and everything else. So now you get to see what stabilization scene did. It's doing it now. As we walk, I'm going to touch the screen and hold it. Nothing happens. I cannot adjust anything of the microphone. If I touch the mic top area, nothing. If I go into the right-hand side, I have no control of the dashes. So I switched back over to Pro for the reasons of. Now I believe my EV value has adjusted correctly. Before in the auto, I don't think you have EV value. But in here, I'm able to touch the 3 dashes, and I'm able to change my sound, my audio. I'm able to mute my video. I'm able to adjust my dB gain level up and down. I am locked into Pro of doing that. It is not allowed to do in any other mode of Pro. Some of the things I like and dislike and ask DJI to correct or leave as is, and they're not going to help out in correcting it anytime soon with the next available firmware, as we're on version 01, 02, 0330. Not in any particular order. And these are the things that I find that may need to be corrected, or I think they need to be corrected, or you may think need to be corrected, or everybody agrees or disagrees to need to be corrected or not. Startup, boot is slow. It takes way too long to start up. The older cameras took a lot faster. Number 2, when hitting the shutter, you see the screen go blank for a split hair of a second. That is annoying to some. Number 3, you don't have SD, standard D-warp, displayed on the OSD, on-screen display. 4, audio gain control of the mic is not available outside of Pro. 5, ISO adjustment 100 through 10. Number 5, ISO 100 to 4 are not available at all. It's 1/800, something like that. 6, you have brightness adjustment lock on H-log-M, HDR. 7, you have a screensaver counter. Incorrectly stopped prompt may continue, tap, shut off, retap, let it go to correctly count at times. 8, high bit rate adjustment of standard, medium, and high and off. 9, timer shooting, time lapse duration, grayed out. Manually go to time lapse to set up. May not be a problem for some. 10, timer shooting time lapse shutdown. Uses auto power off. Does not follow the regular video mode style off. I can go on with more lists of bullets of issues, troubles, and wants. Those are just 10 off the top of my head. Everything prior was shot in Pro. From here on, I'm shooting in auto. And scene stabilization is on daily. Video noise is -1. Texture. So there we got number 11. Texture should be named sharpness. And how do they get the words texture today? DJI has a lot of work ahead of themselves, and they're about making the customer happy, and they do it in a timely manner, and we have to accept that. One of the things they gave us as a priority was high bit rate, and they gave it to us fast. It took him time. It took him some time, about a month's time, but people wanted it real fast. If you are listening and hearing all the troubles and all the fixes and you're undecided about an Action 5 Pro, don't get scared. You're going to want to get the Action 5 Pro. It's a better camera than the Action 4 today with the latest firmware. Prior to that, you're going to hear people complain that they love the Action 4. Well, the same problem in the Action 4 and Action 5 is hardware. And one of the things you don't want to be with the Action 4 is the DJI mic and the connectivity. And the other one is the lens flare. People with the GoPro, oh, they cried earth on end. Oh, can you give us naming of profiles? Can we name the profiles ourselves? Well, the Action 4 don't have it, and they're not going to correct it to have it. And the Action 5 Pro now has a vlog, a bike, a motorcycle, a surfer, a kayak, a thing like that. All these little different icons that you could customize yourself. One of those holidays in the North America region is called Black Friday, Thanksgiving, when everybody shops for Christmas presents, the best deals in the world. But they already shopped in the summertime and got in the gifts for all. And that is the time you want to look for your camera, if they give you the best deal. And another time is afterwards, after everybody returns, President's Day, you could get the best sales as well. So if you're looking to get a present, if it's an Action 5 Pro or an Action 4, that's your choice. Oh man, I would probably pick one up myself at this given time, but I got my camera and I'm happy today with it. The Action 5 Pro is almost like the Pocket 3. And the Pocket 3 is nowhere near being advanced or getting to the Pocket 4 anytime soon. The price has been $529, for the standalone and drop down to the special warehouse places like Sam's Club for $500. And yeah, if you don't have that amount of funds, for $349 to $300, if lucky, you could find the Action 5 Pro. And it acts just like a Pocket 3, less one or two things. Well, it don't have that star trail thing or whatever you call it, the waypoints. But it can do waypoints. And that is something that I am saying right here, because I'm on subject tracking. Imagine setting up subject tracking and picking a waypoint so it could track somebody in a time lapse. This camera can do it because you got subject tracking. Did I feel a beep? I didn't hear a beep, I felt the buzz. Now, I think I can give one more downside to the camera, because on the front screen, like subject tracking, it's brought in. And when I'm off the screen, say this is the end of the screen, I got another 3 feet to go on each side. I don't see the whole spectrum of the screen. I see this much versus that much. On the back of the camera, it's the official screen because it's a wider, larger OLED screen, while the front may not be OLED, it may be a TFT. Is it an OLED screen? Tell me, is it? Because I don't know. I think it is. Shots like this and a light above you shining down is going to give an issue of a lens flare, spots. Well, one of the things that we had in a camera, an action camera, and I'll say a GoPro, is that moisture in the air, it picked up when you did night shooting, night lapses. And this camera doesn't have night lapse. And that is the thing we are missing, that we could set our camera up, set it up in photo, so we could do a painting, right? And we have a nice circle going. And you need to have the shutter set to about 5 seconds and take the next shot. I gotta look at that if we're allowed to do a time-lapse photo for painting. I forget, I don't do it. Something I loved to do back then. Today I don't do it. I don't do the things I love to do as much anymore. So let me give a little recap on this DJI Osmo Action 5 Pro if you skipped through. I talked about not everything. I talked about some of the concerns that DJI needs to correct, improve, or take away in firmware for the next one. And I talked a little bit about what they did for priority for us. And I talked about the video mode that I'm shooting in and what Pro and Auto can do, and that we're left on Auto here. So right now, it's dawn. It's coming up to being where the sun's gonna rise all the way down there, up, not up yet. So this is not the golden hour, it is sunrise. It is windy, and I got the DJI Mic 2 and the Action 5 Pro all set up to show you the performance of the camera and what it can do. And I'm talking in a nice natural voice now. I'm not yelling. I talk loud because there's always traffic going on and the wind and trying to get the voice to the camera. If I'm here doing a video and I shut the mic off, and which I'm going to do for you, and talk to you, you're going to notice that I've been on blue mode. You may hear background noise. You may not hear anything I'm saying in this natural voice. And I'm about 6 feet from the camera. Now, I could turn back on the mic and the mic should basically reconnect up. And it'll take some time, and it clicked on here and I don't see it on the screen because it's a top bar, and I turned on the noise, and hopefully you may hear me or not hear me. And that is the only test I didn't do prior of shutting off and turning on the mic and putting it on wind noise reduction for you. Now I could say number 12, when hitting the shutter or hitting the link button to stop the video, we got the blank overlay. And that is quite the norm in the DJI. Rather saying it start and saying stop, they use a blank overlay, black screen. That's how the camera works. Some people think it's a problem. Now, I make videos and I see what people say and I share it in a video, their thoughts and my thoughts out loud. I'm going to be polishing up the video, and one of the things they improved is horizon balance. No more starting with a roll, a pitch, correcting. And they gave a little bit more to the gyro, and that's what we asked for. And how they say it in the professional way, fixed for the car. All the dogs are out there playing soccer. Back in the days, this was a softball field made of concrete and no artificial turf. Over the years, they have corrected it to artificial turf and became a football soccer field. And it's used from local schools. And it's no longer an area that you play softball anymore on Sundays. They play soccer just about every day in the morning. I come to the park and I do my reviews, I do my walks and all that good stuff over here. This video vlog, I leave my camera on start to finish, and what I do is I start up the camera. I format the card. It's internal, which I shoot all the time. I don't use external. And when I'm completed, I shut things off. The same thing goes with the mic. It starts up, stays on. I used about 71, 79%, which I'm on right now. I use about up to 29% battery power. To me, that is awesome. Switching, using, shooting in about 45 minutes of video. And how many shots, scenes I have, I don't know. If I look at the back, I don't see a file number. And the thing I don't love is the filing system of the camera. I can name it, put a number to it, but it's got the DJI date, time, year, hour, minute, second, then file number. I don't love that number. I just want a DJI _ 0001, nothing else, sequential. This is yellow, nice color. I remember when this car came out, I was at the car show, the International Car Show, and man, that car didn't look great, but today it really does. And yeah, I remember when the 71 Challenger or Charger came out, the new one, and man, I had the GoPro and the guy next to me was 7 feet tall. I was gonna say, hey, could you hold the camera up there so I could get an awesome shot looking like a drone? Oh man, I got that video. It's in my files somewhere on YouTube. They said that car was what, an inch bigger than the original that they made that was on the Dukes of Hazzard, right? And I don't love that car. The Challenger, that is, man. It takes time to grow on you. And now it changed. There's one here. I could probably go find and get a shot of it. But candy apple red, oh man, that was sweet at the car show. Here comes one of those cars. I want to say, yeah, it looks like a, yeah, Tesla Bug. The truck. There it goes, man. What I didn't like about it on the passenger side, that light was blinding you. It wasn't solidly straight. Something wasn't right. So I hope today's vlog was to your liking, that the talk was pretty good and then awesome, man. So now I got some video to go edit. And on that note, I'm Fish, and I'll see you on the next shot. Have a great day. Whoa, leaves. I can slow it down, kick the leaves up. Yeah. Slow motion 960p. After when done, your back screen stays lit and your front screen is dull as can be. Dark. And that is issue number 13, something I didn't show you in VO1 020330. Have a great day.